Behind those friendly graphics and cute emojis are dark, tragic, and heartbreaking stories that only select few remembers. I am but a traveling minstrel that survived the test of time, and my mission? To celebrate the heroics and feats of the unsung heroes, to curse the lies and deception of the beings pulling the strings, to delve to the history and lore of Rune Midgard. A news is currently spreading across the continent. Somewhere in the state of Arunaflits, a mysterious island that was once gone has reappeared. Many has journeyed towards it in search for hidden treasures, but only few returned, and with their sanity gone. Legends tell a tale of an island full of tragedy and horror. This island is supposed to be a place of faith and worship, a refuge for those who wanted to start anew. But the word has also spread to the evil criminals and used the Nameless Island to escape from the hands of justice. They have mercilessly took over the inhabitants, looting and killing everyone against their way, until one day, a blood mist started to form around the island and engulf it whole, and the sound of the whole village screaming was heard by the people of Arunaflits. From then on, the island was said to have disappeared. But was it really the truth behind this nameless island? Then, let me tell you a story. It was a normal sunny morning. I was on a hiding near the castle, drinking the booze that is now prohibited in the kingdom. It was then that I heard a scream inside the castle. A terrible news has arrived. The second-born of King Tristan had died. With scaly rushes all over its body, a dark conclusion was drawn by the royal advisors. The curse of the Gaebolg's family that should have been only affecting the firstborn had potentially worsened and took the life of the second prince. The news has deeply shocked the king, and immediately requested to do an exorcism to remove the curse from his family line. Upon much deliberation, the Prantara Sanctuary sent their best priest, Boni Imbulia, to perform the exorcism to the remaining princes. King Tristan was hopeful, but little did he know that it is just the start of a series of unfortunate events that will befall upon him. The exorcism was done on the first prince. Right then thereafter, the curse flowing through his blood has gone wild and killed him. The third prince was a bit lucky, able to survive the exorcism, but died later that day with the same scaly rushes all over his body. With a glimpse of an eye, all of his beloved sons had perished. Fraught with guilt and shock, the priest who did the exorcism has went to a self-imposed exile to Mount Mjolnir, while the king, like any other parents who lost their child, has fallen to great despair. King Tristan then secretly went to Komodo, possibly in order to drink his woes away. He was there for several days, with little to none knowing his real identity. A drunken, rich man. That is what most people think upon seeing him. This has caught the eyes of some random smugglers wanting quick bucks. They kidnapped the man, hoping to get some ransom. But to their surprise, the said person was actually the king. The smugglers realized their big mistake. If they are to be caught, a fate worse than death awaits. The smugglers hurriedly went as far away as possible from the kingdom, but in panic, they sailed across an area heavily guarded by Vince's official. The smugglers, together with the kidnapped king, was captured and investigated. The Vince officials has then reported about the suspicious people to the higher-ups in Racial, then undergo a further investigation to know who are these people. During the interrogation, however, the Racial's official has arrived and taken away the prisoners. King Tristan and the smugglers were taken to the Nameless Island, where they were to be held until the High Priest of Sisrumnir could decide what to do with them. Around at the same time in Nameless Island, the Bishop Hibrum has found a mysterious book. Inside details some kind of ancient summoning magic. The book has piqued the interest of Hibrum and was able to decode how to perform the summoning. His lost log states,
"My research is finally complete. I've found that this book details a method that can summon exogamic life. I've been alone in this island and could not help succumbing to my curiosity. I will try it. I'm going to summon a creature, be it a devil or an angel. I will write about it tomorrow in my journal."
But that was the last page, and he did not log what happened after the summoning. Or rather, he has never even gotten a chance to do so. The being he summoned is an evil beyond his wildest dream. The King of Flies, the Puppeteer, the Beelzebub. Upon unleashing Beelzebub in the world, Hibrum also unknowingly spread a dark energy that spread and engulfed the whole island, killing all of its inhabitants and turning them into monsters. None was spared, including the bishop himself. And all this time, with no way to contact his people, the king, Tristan III of Gaebolgs, has sat on his cold dark cell for God knows how long. And during that infamous night, when the bishop has summoned Beelzebub, the king, like all other people in the island, died. Back in the royal capital, weeks, months, years had passed, but there is still no trace of the missing king. Rumors had now started to spread, but the royal court only states that the king was very busy on different affairs for the benefit of the kingdom. But within the royal court itself, tension has already been brewing. There has been several investigations that has done towards the missing king, including the best heroes of the current generation, but still no trace was found. Until one day, a new hero has stepped in, a hero known with different names. He has started the investigation by looking back on the prince's corpse, and a shocking revelation was found. Excluding the first prince, both the second and the third prince has been murdered. A poison was used that almost have similar manifestation to the Gaebolg's curse. However, no one knew who did the assassination, and with no witness, the matter has not been solved. After some time, the same hero has found its way to the Nameless Island, driven by the rumors about the reappearance of an island that once suddenly disappeared. In here, he found another disturbing facts. Some of the dead birds of this island had a similar scaly rashes on their body. It was later found out that it was caused by a toxic plant native to the island, and the poison that killed the two princes has potentially originated from here. Our hero has then spent the whole day investigating the island, and when twilight comes, decided to stay and have a rest. But he was awoken by loud banging in the door, and when he opened it, an undead has attacked him. He went out the house and in horror found out that the island is now covered with dark energy and infested with countless monsters. He tried to investigate the source of this dark energy and where better way to start but towards the monastery, the lone building in the center of the island. After fighting for some time, he later discovered an undead different from other monsters he fought, dressed in luxurious though tattered clothing. Its face seemed familiar, and upon killing the said undead, it dropped the token of king. It was then that the fate of King Tristan III of Gaebolg was known to all. The whereabouts of the missing king has now been solved, but there has still been several questions that remains. It seems like the poison used for the assassination of the princess, the king being sent in the Nameless Island, and Bishop Hebron founding the summoning notes is too much of a coincidence. If so, who is behind these events, and for what reason? Is it a single person that hated the royal family? A secret organization that wanted to usurp the throne? Perhaps an opposing country that wanted the kingdom to crumble? Or a devil that wanted to spread fear? Sadly, no one has the real answers, and no one might ever find it. But one thing is for sure, that the events in the Nameless Island and the death of the king has ignited the mechanism and started the gears of fate towards the inevitable end of the world, the start of the next Ragnarok.